You know that feeling when you don't quite grasp something? Welcome to the world of academia. We humans are an inquisitive lot, inclined to seek answers the moment we don't understand something. It's our way of trying to understand the world a bit better. But scientists know it's those very moments of uncertainty that are the most fruitful. That period of genuine curiosity, of not knowing, being open-minded, seeking, questioning, gaining new insights. During 2022, discover what curiosity can do for you. We'll be stimulating and challenging you for 365 days. We will spark your imagination, inspire, engage and encourage you to think and rethink, and let everyone dive into the world of Leiden, European City of Science. We will escort you through our city, visiting all 101 neighbourhoods. We will offer you a European platform for inspiring scientific conferences, and we will welcome you to our year of events, brimming with exhibitions, workshops, lectures, excursions, and much, much more. So, for 365 days, be amazed, blown away, inspired, and discover Leiden, European City of Science. 365 days curious.
So, welcome all of you to Leiden European City of Science 2022. Welcome to our live audience here in the studio of Naturalis Biodiversity Center in Leiden, and also, of course, a warm welcome to all our online viewers today. We're so happy to see so many curious minds gathering around this international lounge and press conference. Until noon, we will go full speed ahead to enlighten you with a variety of curiosity-sparking topics. We will share with you some 22 highlights of the year. We will present our brand new visual identity and website. And we are honored to welcome some very esteemed guests from abroad. With you, we are looking forward to Leiden 2022. Because next year, we will celebrate 365 days of curiosity. Leiden will be the very first European city to host a 365 days festival, brimming with science, knowledge, art and expertise, thus connecting science with society. It is a program evolving out of an intense process of co-creation, of, by and for anyone with a curious mind. For a full year, Leiden will be the European hotspot of science, through local action on a national stage, but with an international outreach, impact and appeal. We, as well as many of you, are already counting the days. It's only 52 days until the start of our program on January 1st, 2022. We're also looking forward to the official opening of the year, which will, of course, take place on Saturday, the 22nd of 22. But first, today, we are highlighting the importance and the impact of science on a global scale. For as many of you know, today is UNESCO's World Science Day for Peace and Development. We are therefore extremely proud to welcome our first guest and give, for the next 5 minutes, the screen to Madame Shamila Nair Birwell, Assistant Director General of the UNESCO, Assistant Director General for Natural Sciences of the UNESCO in Paris.
Honorable Minister, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to address you here today on this special occasion of the celebration of Leiden as the first European City of Science in 2022. Distinguished participants, dear friends, good morning. I am delighted to represent the Director General of UNESCO and honored to address you on this occasion of the celebration of Leiden as the first European City of Science in 2022. It is a very symbolic date for launching the City of Science. As we all know, on this date every year, UNESCO celebrates the World Science Day for Peace and Development in all corners of the world, in all of its 193 member states. This year marks the 20th edition of World Science Day, with the mission to highlight the importance of building climate-ready communities, climate-resilient communities, as climate change is a threat to the lives of billions of people and our planet. This year, UNESCO's message is a call to all to harness the potential of open science, to limit the impact of climate change and shape a fairer and more peaceful world. Excellencies, dear participants, World Science Day for Peace and Development is a day to celebrate, promote, and advocate for science as a common public good, with open access to scientific information and data for the benefit of society. It is also a day to recall the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states, "Everyone should have the right to enjoy the arts and to share in scientific advancements and its benefits." Science is an essential human right and a powerful means to build peace and development. Since its inception, 75 years ago, UNESCO has had a profound conviction of the importance of science for peace and humankind's future. This year, as we celebrate the UNESCO's 75th anniversary, we reiterate our commitment as an organization to working in the domains of education, science, culture and communication and information for all. I'm delighted that today is chosen the date for the launch of the Leiden European City of Science 2022, a 365-day celebration of science, arts and knowledge. UNESCO congratulates and supports Leiden's 2022's initiative and this ambitious goal to connect science with society in a pan-European event by engaging the public in debates on emerging scientific issues. What a better place than Leiden, and how timely as we are building back wiser through science after this pandemic. A strong science and society interface is crucial because science is an integral part of our daily lives and our best solution to the planet's most pressing challenges, such as biodiversity loss. As we all agree, science plays an essential role in mitigating the extreme consequences of climate challenges, finding sustainable solutions and alternative pathways for the future. In addressing the many challenges human settlements must manage today, we must find answers and charter the way towards sustainability, resilience, and adaptation to climate change. City governments need to establish and develop new alliances with the science and technology institutions, the service providers, and others to support sound decision-making and creative, innovative solutions for sustainable development. Dear participants, Your Excellency, science is really a defining element for the SDGs, and building inclusive, environmentally sustainable economic and social development based on science, technology and innovation is at the core of UNESCO's medium-term strategy 2022-2029. We all need to make science more reliable, inclusive and responsive while enabling more science-based solutions for long-term human being. This is particularly true, for example, in water management, as we are moving towards a Megacities Alliance on water and climate, providing a platform for cities to dialogue and share experience with the programs and projects. Science, technology and innovation is integral to humanity since ancient times, and the cities of science and wisdom have marked our history for disseminating knowledge and scientific discoveries that have shaped today's world with society. The Leiden City of Science in 2022 is a wonderful example of how local actions can maintain the links of art, culture, science and society and ensure science at the service of the benefit of communities. Dear participants, Leiden citizens will have a remarkable year ahead with a wide range of local, international events, presentations. Leiden 22 aims to establish sustainable interactions between scientists and citizens. Leiden 22 is keen to unite active citizenship, creative imagination, scientific knowledge to pave the way for future generations and a healthy planet. With UNESCO, we would like to send heartfelt congratulations to Leiden 2022, the Leiden City of Science that can inspire other cities and different parts of the world. Congratulations to Leiden City 2022. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mrs. Shamila Nair-Bidwell, representing Unesco in Paris on the occasion of the World Science Day for Peace and Development. Before we move over to the 22 highlights of our program, I would like to share some practical stuff with you. First of all, our motto is Dare to Ask. So, if you have any questions, please let us know. After the talks, there will be about 10 minutes to answer them. Here in the studio, we will have a chat box that you might catch. And of course, online viewers can submit their questions through the designated portal. We will try our best to answer as much questions as we can within the given time frame. By the way, are you also wondering maybe how many people are viewing online currently? Eva, do you know how many people there are now?
Yeah, Meda, I just checked and it's about 473 viewers right now.
Okay, that's awesome. So 470 plus viewers online. Welcome everyone. We're happy to have you too. And please don't forget to help promote our year and share your thoughts online through our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Insta, and LinkedIn. Pick your choice. In 2022, Leiden will be the Dutch stage of the European scientific world. Major issues of our time will be addressed and discussed during countless international conferences and special scientific meetings. Simultaneously, we will present an exciting public program in which every day is centered around a specific, curiosity-sparking, easy, accessible topic. The idea is simple: 365 days of curiosity. We want to create an accessible platform in which everyone can participate, who wants to know more, who wants to share science, knowledge, arts, and expertise. And in doing so, we aim to establish profound relationships between scientists and citizens in open, playful, and sincere ways. Our program consists of 4 parts. The first is what we call the Year of Events. It's a platform and a communication tool, uniting hundreds or maybe, in the end, even thousands of events, exhibitions, lectures, excursions, award ceremonies, and scientific conferences that are being organized by our partners and by our huge network of local, national, and international stakeholders. Furthermore, we are producing 3 projects ourselves: the Euroscience Open Forum, the European Union Contest for Young Scientists, and the hyperlocal project Knowledge Throughout the Neighborhoods, in which we co-create at least 200 local activities with citizens in and around Leiden. You will hear a lot more about this now, because we are proud to have within our team our brilliant intendant, architect, chief editor, and creative mastermind, Lucien Geelhoed. Lucien, would you join me on stage? Thank you. So for the next 10 minutes, Lucien will guide you through a more than random set of 22 highlights of 2022.
Thank you. Well, Meta, thank you for the warm introduction. Welcome to you all, welcome to Naturalis, welcome to the first time we're going to exchange the ideas of 2022 program-wise. Well, first of all, let me explain the overarching narrative, who knows, because it's really important to us. It was the starting point for the programming, and who knows stands for also for the unknown, but also for these strange times, our times, the Anthropocene, but also the here and now, the zeitgeist. Difficult times, uncertainty, opportunism, and all those have their impact on science, and as mentioned before, science and society should join in furthermore. Well, in a way, we are so much in love with ourselves that we forget to look around us. So in a kind, mankind is a kind of Narcissus. And to solve this, we propose a 365 days of curiosity program. And as mentioned before also, Meta told it already, there are different parts in it, but for us it's really important to know that we have this year of events, 365 days, and inside this program we have also European hot zones. And furthermore, we have the 365 days in hyperlocal for all the curious citizens and residents. Well, this works out in this calendar. This works out in our website. And each day has its own program, and we'll show you some of them. But first, let me address the international audience also online for a warm welcome in the Netherlands, and more specific in the west of the Netherlands, in the west part of the country. And there, in this province of South Holland, we are zooming in the greater Leiden area. We are zooming in the Leiden area and the Leiden city itself. And here starts the program. We start in the heart of the city, and at the same time we start in the heart of the year. Because that's the moment and that's the place where we start with Euroscience Open Forum, the 10th edition of the largest European gathering in science, multidisciplinary science. And we will do so 4 days long with the Crossing Borders, Engaged Science and Resilient Societies theme. And that will be a major program. Later on in the press conference you will hear more about it. But let me tell you that this will be the scenery of where we'll do it, our golden age, heart of the city, and everybody's warmly welcome. Not only the delegates, but also proposing a, let's say, a mixed zone in combining what's happening inside ESOF, putting it also outside, in front of the building, even like this. But this is just a starting point because we have much more in the same period, in the summertime. This is where we will start a European Science in the City Festival. ESOF is embedded in it, but this stays from 17th of June till the 17th of July. And here we'll address with several partners all kinds of issues already mentioned also, but for instance also joining in with the European Universities Initiative from Macron. 41 of those universities will have stage in this period in our program. Well, there are other hot zones, as expected. Well, here you see a picture of Boerhaven, the museum, but in a way for decades, for centuries even, we are already a medical city, we are already, well, a starting point for new innovations on this part. So yes, there will be a Life Science and Health Week at a higher stake, at a higher level, and here for the University Medical Center and the Leiden Bioscience Park and other partners in the Innovation District will take stage with a week-long program, integrating also European conventions, but also public engagement. The other one, also proud of, this picture is taken a few days ago by Thomas Pesquet, the French astronaut. He's back on Earth now, but a few days ago he made this picture, and here you see both sides of the European Space Week. At the one side you see the space technology, at the other side you see the astronomy. And that's why I chose this picture for the idea, because a week long we start in Leiden, with the old observatory, and then we move on to Noordwijk, to the European Space Agency, to ESTEC, and joining in the NL Space Campus and all other stakeholders in space sector for a week long. Well, as we expected, but we didn't expect that much, having the title European City of Science means that conventions, conferences, workshops, seminars are choosing this city as stage, the whole region as a stage. Never seen before this amount of conventions. So that says something about being a city of science. Just cherry picking a few of them. For instance, the celebration of 20 years, the League of European Research Universities. Well, one of the founders is amongst us today. It was 20 years ago next year, and we will celebrate it by joining in. A Dutch chair at the moment, Karen Max from the University of Amsterdam is the chair for the whole LERU cluster. Well, another celebration we are proud of. And also one of the founders is here. 25 years ago, the Lawrence Center was established. And this is a place, for me anyway, where international magic is happening. More than 50 times a year. 50 times they put themselves together, they lock themselves up, and something is happening. For instance, this started in the Lawrence Center, the Fair Digital Objects movement. And they are here next year with their, and here is literally here in Naturalis, with their first international conference. Their objective is to obtain a global protocol for digitalizing objects in collections. A real nice movement, and as said, started in the Lawrence Center. Totally different, but inspiring also, the 10th edition of the Conference for Rapa Nui, Easter Island. All the experts worldwide will join in Leiden, come together and talk about Rapa Nui. Okay, The other thing, also mentioned. So here starts something really important to us because we are so happy that the European Commission has proclaimed 2022 as the year for European youth. So a year of youth is standing in, and they also asked us to help host USIS, the European Contest for Young Scientists. This is the next generation. Here is something happening. Also later on in the press conference, you'll hear some more about it. But those young people, the next generation that will change it for ourselves, they are invited to Leiden. And they are almost 14 to 20 years. 40 countries are joining in, holding up their national competition at first. So we have the best of the best from all those 40 countries competing in the European stage, the European final at Leiden. And, well, they're brilliant. And we are happy to enjoy them here. And what we will do is that we enlarge the idea of USIS, that's based on science, technology, engineering, and math, to STEAM, science, technology, putting the A inside, arts, and math. Here you see something that happened a few years ago. This is Neil Harbison. He is the first legal cyborg in the world. He was here already a few years ago as a guest for Brave New World. And Brave New World is part of the Art Science Week, for instance, but also the Night of Discoveries is part of it. So we propose at the same time as USIS is happening, a full Art Science Week combining those elements. And we should, because we are a city of humanities. Well, the pièce de résistance. For us, the most challenging one, and that's called, in Dutch, kennis door de wijken, knowledge throughout the neighborhoods. Meta mentioned already. This part we will dive into our own region, the whole region. And just a few examples, just a few examples. For instance, beginning of January, everybody in their own neighborhood can borrow a telescope to look into space. For instance, look to Europe, the moon of Jupiter. Something totally different. We're going to learn how to dumpster dive. No, we're going to learn what will be the value of our own garbage and trash. So students of the University of Applied Science will tell us all about it. Before we make it trash, perhaps we can make out cash first of it. And here, this is a nice example also. A neighborhood in which Paul Ehrenfest lived, they are so proud of their former neighbor that they said, we invite everybody over, we will make a trail, an Einstein trail. Paul Ehrenfest was the one who invited Einstein to Leiden, and also in search of quantum, the mysteries of quantum. So at a neighborhood level, people are standing up and organizing a trail inside the neighborhood and telling us, everybody, all about quantum. Kind of same thing happening here. Another neighborhood says, well, let's dive into the research and let's look for the biodiversity in our own park in the corner, around the corner. Real nice examples, and this one also later on something more about it. Well, let me wrap up. This is the whole program, 365 days of curiosity. And too much to tell in 10 minutes. So the invitation stands, please try out our website, please visit the wall digitally or virtually here. And let me tell you that, well, fasten your seatbelts. This will be a bumpy ride. Few examples. We will start on the 1st of January. Why? With the euro, because the euro is 20 years, then exactly 20 years ago was started. What will happen with this coin in times of plastic money? So the euro is one of the activities and all the questions everybody has to ask. This is the place to do so. I mentioned already Europa as the theme for the library telescope. But on a day as Wikipedia is celebrated, it's the infinite knowledge base for ourselves based on the wisdom of the crowd. At the same day, we're going to look into art science, technology, and art. This is a dancer, airman, dancing with drones. Just an example. Well, this goes on, and for instance, virus. Is it the biological one, or is it the computer one? Both. Here, the University Medical Center and also the University of Applied Science working together to put them both in place at the same time with one program in one of the neighborhoods. And we go on. Eureka moments. lots of them. For instance, genetic modification. Almost I could look at Bull Herman, just nearby here. And Bull Herman was the first modified bovine, genetic modified bovine. And famous because Herman helped us in research and development. So this will be a moment to celebrate Herman. We should. Regenerative medicines, really important, also going to a neighborhood. And garbage, as mentioned. Well, the Dutch Vacuum Association exists 60 years next year. And they will celebrate it in Leiden, of course. But they will also propose a public engagement program that day about vacuum. I'm not sure I know what vacuum means for ourselves, but I will ask that day, and everybody's invited to it. And this goes on and on. The Leiden Academy of Vitality and Aging, about dementia, or a student divers association in the neighboring Leiderdorp, telling everything about coral, or the Ocean Day, and there we dive in, literally in plankton. An artist has done some amazing work about plankton for years, and it's now in premiere. I still go on in this bumpy road for you. Yes, craftsmanship is part of our program, and this one is especially brewed for us in Leiden 2022. I think the people here may taste it later on. And we go on. Sometimes there's nothing, but even nothing is something. So never a dull moment in the program. Never. Also important to mention is that we are partnering up with the new European Bauhaus movement, the movement from the European Commission about the Green Deal. And we have, during the year, we have several Thursdays, dedicated Thursdays for the European Bauhaus, and for instance, one about democracy. So the European Bauhaus is one of the layers into the year because we see there are many opportunities. On the 10th of the 10th, naturally, we dive in this famous movie, The Powers of 10, and we dive into it. And then I zoom out, because there ends the whole story for now. We have this 365 days of program, Curiosity. As said, never a dull moment. All invited to join in. Thank you.
Geweldig, Lucien. Dank je wel. Now, that was great. Thank you so much, Lucien. And now, after this, we're going to see whether we can establish a live connection with Brussels, where Jean-Éric Paquet, Director General of the Directorate of Research and Innovation, will be present. I hope we may find Mr. Paquet on the screen. Hello, there are you.
All good. Hi, Meta.
Hello. Well, welcome to Leiden.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be back remotely, but you can count on me to be back quite a bit next year. The program looks amazing, and the presentation by Lucien really contributed again to convince me that I will come certainly for the City of Science and for the forum during the year. I will obviously be delighted to join also for the EU Contest of Young Scientists. Thank you very much to Leiden for agreeing to host it. Indeed, it's an important component of the European Year of Youth. So you can count on the Commission to be very active during the year. But I can tell you, Meta, that as a citizen and as someone who loves science, professionally but also personally, I will certainly come to Leiden also on unofficial business. And there are so many exciting activities. Probably I need to get a regular train ride over to Leiden from Brussels. I'm looking forward to it. I would like to say that the program we are doing together is, of course, particularly important to me politically and institutionally. But I would also like to underline that the construction of the entire year is really a remarkable achievement. It puts Leiden as an innovator in the change of paradigm where science is done not just in labs or in institutions, but science is done in and with society. And the way the program was prepared and the way you will roll out that year, I think are a rather remarkable illustration of that. And that, I think, is exactly the way we need science to to be deployed in Europe, certainly globally as well, as we more and more will need the knowledge and the solutions provided by science, research and innovation to carry us into our digital and green transformations. That can only be done with society, that can only be done with citizens helping us to make the right science choices, and then science helping them to deploy technology and also transformation in society to deal with our challenges. All that is your program during these 365 days. So congratulations. The European Commission is particularly honored to be partnering in that year, again for the forum and then for the contest, but then more generally you can count on my teams and on myself to support it, and we will enjoy participating throughout the year. Thank you very much, Meta. Congratulations. Mr. Mayor, this is a great, great year ahead of you.
Yes, thank you so much, Jean-Ric Paquet. So thank you for your kind and positive words, and I'm sure we share the same goals. And also we're looking forward, of course, to collaborate with the European Commission and with the lovely colleagues of Mr. Paquet on making this year a success. And now we're going to do something different, because I would like to invite 3 live guests on stage: Matthias Giraud, Henk Hoekstra, and Hanna Groen. Would you please come over and take your seats? Thank you. Matthias, you can take the first one, and you can take the chair, Hanna, right? I'm going to sit too. So we can have a chat. Hi, Matthias. How are
why
you?
not? Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Who are you?
Well, I'm Matthias Giraud, and I'm the Secretary General of Euroscience. And Euroscience is the European Association for the Advancement of Science. We are based in Strasbourg. And we are actually a unique association in Europe because we are an association of individual researchers. So without any borders, not only researchers, also citizens, basically everyone who is interested in science is welcome as a member. And yeah, that's what we are. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for inviting us here, and also congratulations on the program. And we are very proud and very happy that our flagship event, the Euroscience Open Forum, can be a highlight in your fantastic year.
Yes, thank you so much. Because indeed, we will host the Euroscience Open Forum next year, and we are already collaborating on that together. Could you tell us a bit more about what the conference entails?
I mean, the Euroscience Open Forum, Lucien already said something about it. It's Europe's largest general science conference, and it is not only of presenting high-level and cutting-edge science, but also to discuss and foster some dialogue about science, about how science is performed, and how and the dialogue between, well, I don't like to say science and the society, because of course science is a part of the society, an integral part of society, but an exchange between the scientist and the wider society at large. That is the mission of the Euroscience Open Forum.
Yeah. And now the title of the Leiden edition, the 10th edition next year, will be Crossing Borders.
Exactly.
Engage Science, Resilient Societies. Could you tell a bit more about that?
Yes, I think it's a very fitting title, and I'm now positive here, coming out of the pandemic in summer 2022, but being still in the middle of the climate change. I think there is a lot to talk about regarding science and the society, and I actually also like the subtopics. I mean, we have a lot of topics focused on the society, on the citizens. We have healthy societies, we have sustainable societies and a livable planet, we have cultural and societal transformations that will happen, that will occur, and we need to talk about, but also about science itself. We have the academic responsibility of science, we have also the young careers and science to business, because the pandemic has shown that there is actually no science to business, but it's actually fostering how science can make a bigger impact on society and provide solutions.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I believe, Matthias, arts and humanities are also integrated.
Exactly, and this is part of the program on the society and the societal transformations. We would like to, and we are really looking forward to, integrate art and science and the citizens. And this is, I have to say, I can only second Lucien. They're only also the citizens of Leiden and from everywhere to join ESOF. It's really not only for the scientists and the policymakers.
Thank you so much. I love to hear that. And what about it? It will be a hybrid session?
Yes, it is. Leiden is actually special in that part. While at ESOF 2020, the pandemic forced us to go hybrid. But in this year, after the positive experience, ESOF 2022 is the first one planned from scratch as a hybrid event. To make the ESOF, I mean, we cannot talk about a livable planet without being sustainable and being inclusive. So we are planning Leiden 2022, ESOF 2022 in Leiden as a hybrid event to make it more inclusive, to make the outreach even wider, and we will try to make it as, I mean, we will employ the best technology possible to make it a very inclusive and good experience for everyone here in Leiden and everywhere outside from all over the world.
Yes, thank you so much. We're looking forward to collaborating on that with you. And what do you hope when you look at 22? What do you hope that will happen?
I'm actually hoping for a lot of good discussion. A lot of interesting discussion, because I think there is a lot of need to talk about. And to be very honest, and having experienced the Dutch hospitality, I'm also looking forward for having a lot of fun. It's not only all serious discussion, we should also have a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks so much, Matthias. Thank you. I'm going to your neighbor, Henk. Hello, Henk.
Hello.
What do you think of the program so far?
It's excellent and very exciting.
Yeah, and tell us, who are you?
Yeah, so I'm a professor in observational cosmology here in Leiden. And so what I do nowadays is study the distribution of matter in the universe and how it changes as the universe evolves, because I want to learn more about the nature of the main constituents in the universe, dark matter and dark energy, something we have no good theory of. So it's really one of the biggest questions in science. Yeah. And it's very much observationally driven. So I'm working very hard to get an ESA satellite launched in 2022. Not sure it's going to work, but it will be launched very, very soon, so that's very exciting. But of course, I'm sitting here also as a former contestant of USIS, namely the third edition, many, many years ago.
Yeah, because it would be interesting to hear more about observational cosmology and gravitation lenses and dark matter. But indeed, you were a USIS contestant once. Yeah. And it somehow sparked. How did that spark your scientific career? Could you tell us a little bit about this experience?
Yeah, so that was in a way the first time when I was together with a group of people, of course my age, but which shared that passion for science. Because of course at high school I very much enjoyed science, I was good at it, sort of by accident enrolled in a Dutch competition and won there, but that was very inspiring for me, but also I think not only the experience for me myself, but also the message that I think the European Union sends by organizing this, that of course, that science is important, but particularly by focusing on young people to also show that they care about the future of science, because as it was already mentioned, the young scientists are the scientists of the future. Like 20 years ago, I was a young scientist, I now sit here as a professor. Yeah. And I think that is really important, and also sends the message that you're never too young to try to solve problems.
Well, probably we can think of a better example, because you were 18 when you were doing USIS. The finals were in Zurich, I believe. Yeah. And you did something on chemistry, but you ended up as something different. So, and I believe you also even got a publication out of this, your first, is that?
Yes,
correct?
Of course, not a proper scientific publication, but it was, and I think that was also part of that experience, that afterwards, in Germany, there was a journal called Jugendforscht, and that the editor of that, another professor, really was keen on having an article published on what we had done. And I think that was, again, a first experience that the interest of others in what I was doing as a high school student was just yeah, overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. And I think you also told me that you really found your peers through the USIS conference. And that's beautiful, I think. And next year, we will host the finals of USIS. There will be national rounds, and then the finalists will come to Leiden. So it will be like a scientific boot camp for young people aged 14 to 24.
Yeah.
What do you hope that will happen next year?
Yeah, I hope to see the diversity, because that's one of the things that struck me there, because of course I was busy with my science project, my chemistry project, but what I saw there was people working on biology. I hope to see projects on sustainability, but also to see it broader on the connection between arts and science. So really I would encourage all high school students, not only in the Netherlands, but of course everywhere in Europe, to think about how to solve problems and present their ideas.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We're looking forward to hosting USIS finals in Leiden next year. And spread the word, because we need many national finalists, of course, also, to send over to USIS. And will you be in the jury?
I don't know yet, but we'll see.
I think it would be a good idea, probably. Yeah, Hannah, hi.
Hey, Meta.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Lovely to have you here. Who are you?
Yeah, my name is Hannah Groen, and I'm a local resident in the city center of Leiden. And last year I joined a committee in the neighborhood to be more involved in activities that enhance the connectivities of the people living in our district.
Yeah, so that's great. You live in Leiden and you want to do more in your own neighborhood, which is the buurtcomité Hoge Woerd, right?
Right.
Yeah, so how did you know about Leiden 2022?
Yeah, we were approached by the organization of Leiden 2022 to create an activity for next year. So we did a brainstorm session with a couple of neighbors last summer and handed in a plan. And recently we got to know that on the 22nd of May we may organize our activity in the neighborhood. Yeah.
So the 22nd of May,
right?
It's
a beautiful day.
So we have that big wall hanging out there, and we have the 365-day calendar.
Yeah.
So what's the idea on the 22nd? What's the topic of the day?
Yeah, it's the Biodiversity Day, so Lucien already mentioned it. And well, as you may know, Leiden has a beautiful park, the single park that lies around the city center. And well, the most beautiful part of the park is the plantsoen, which lies in our neighborhood. And together with biologists working in Leiden, we will provide guided tours for our neighbors and look at the ground to find insects, spiders, and everything that crawls on the ground with looking glasses. And yeah.
And who do you hope will come to your activity?
I hope in these Corona times it is good for people to be outside, to meet each other in a safe way. So I hope a lot of neighbors will come, but of course everyone is more than welcome.
So whether you're a kid or a
for sure.
grown-up, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that's lovely. That's really great. Thank you so much. What do you hope that will happen next year when it's 22nd of May?
Yeah.
Of course, we hope it won't rain. It's a beautiful day, and then
I was
many people
thinking
will come
about
up.
that.
And
So maybe you can arrange the weather, the good weather.
Yeah.
But I hope it will attract younger people, older people.
Okay. Wait a minute. Sorry, Hannah, to interrupt you. Something's happening over there. Hello. Sorry. Thank you. Hello. Hello. So, who are you?
My name is Maya.
Maya, hello.
Hi.
And what are you doing here?
Well, I just drove the tuk-tuk into the room.
The tuk-tuk.
The tuk-tuk.
Okay. It's part of the program?
Yes, it is actually.
So, tell us.
It's part of knowledge throughout the neighborhoods.
Okay.
And we're going to take this electric vehicle throughout the entire city to basically give some more visibility to the program.
So you will drive over to Hannah's activity on the 22nd of May?
I will.
Can we make this deal here now, yeah?
Yes, for sure. I'll see you there.
Yeah, fantastic. Hey, and there's a big trunk. What's in there?
So we have a lot of free calendars in here.
Sorry?
Free calendars.
Free calendars.
Free calendars, which everyone will receive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can we see one?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. Maybe 2, 3.
I've got 2, 3, as many as you like.
Ah, look at that. It's the tear-off calendar of Leiden 2022. It's there. So now, of course, you're all curious to see and to scan your own topics of the day. They're all in there. I see the mayor here on the first row, so I'd like to give you one. Yeah? And then maybe you can help me spread a little bit.
Yeah,
all
sure.
yeah? Okay, Marie, thanks so much. Yeah. Yeah. So, als jullie... yeah. So while they are distributing the tear-off calendars, I will go back to you because the online audience, of course, would also love to have one of those tear-off calendars, and we're going to distribute them. We have exactly 53,820 copies. So we're going to serve 53,820 curious people with this tear-off calendar. So keep a keen eye on our social media and our website to see where the tuk-tuk and the distribution team will be, and make sure you have your calendar before January 1st, 2022. So yeah, we're almost there. Thank you, Maya. See you next year, right? Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the ride so far. In a few minutes, we will be ready to answer your questions. But first, we will share another special moment, because we will present to you a brief statement of our own Minister of Culture, Education, Science and Culture, Mrs. Ingrid van Engelshoven.
Dear friends, last year we discovered how important science is to our daily lives and how important it is to connect science to society. And that's why I'm so very proud that in 2022, Leiden is European City of Science. Leiden is our oldest university city. Science is in the DNA of this city. So I hope to welcome you all in Leiden next year.
Okay. So thank you, Mrs. van Engelshoven. We're delighted to hear that you're also looking forward to come over to Leiden next year. And for the online viewers, thanks for listening, all of you, and also everyone here in the audience. And now I believe we have some time to answer your questions. So Lucien, may I invite you to join me on the stage? And I would like to begin with you, the audience here in Naturalis Biodiversity Center. Eva made sure there is a catch box. Eva, yeah. So it's now up to me to check who will be the first receiver of this microphone. Ah, there you are.
Thank you. Well, also from me, many compliments on the program. Beautiful. I'm happy to see Curious on the screen because our payoff of NL Space Campus is connecting the curious. And we also have Curiosity series. And I would love to connect this Curiosity series with your program. So the question is, because next to me is Anja Appelt of ESA ESTEC. And for instance, if you look at quantum, if you look at coral, there are so many possibilities to apply space knowledge and technology and data. So is there still a possibility to connect on our Curiosity?
Oh, that's a lovely question. Thank you. The question is, can you still join? Lucien, are we fully booked or do you have a space?
Yes, we're fully booked. No kidding. Yes, of course. Everybody still join in. What we did was in the architecture defining 365-day themes, and they work out because everybody's joining in. Sometimes some days are already developed, but for most of the days, there are still possibilities to join in with people already on board, or even some of the days are left. So yes, everybody's welcome to join in, also space.
Because, for instance, next week we are in Bremen on a Connecting the Curious event with all ESA BICs, the incubators from Europe. So is it also possible to reach out for your program so we can help you to connect our curious space community with your events?
And once again, a big yes there. They allowed me just 10 minutes to explain the program. But I was already aware of the Bremen connection, and yes, we are talking about integrating in the program, as many more. And even when I entered today this room, so many of you proposed even new things today. Please keep doing that.
Yeah.
We are evolving the program day by day. We're not started yet, but there's a basis of program activities, but it will be, well, how many programs are we allowed to do?
Oh, so many. I love the way you put your question forward, because that's what we are as a team experiencing every day. So many people want to join, and it's up to us to create a platform where you with easily access, where you can get easily accessed and be provided with all kind of toolbox, etc. And then, of course, we will also have Lucien, who is as a chief editor of the whole program, connecting all the dots in between. So yes, please. Yeah.
And if I may add to that, we just launched our new website. So now we actually have a menu item that says join us or do May, which is quite in progress, of course, but it has some information already of all those questions you've been asking. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, one more. Who's next? Questions? Come on, curious people. Okay, yeah.
Since there are so many events next year, will you actually produce a video or something like that to make sure that all the participants of those events become aware of European City of Science, so that every meeting could start with that, for example?
Well, that's a wonderful suggestion. We started this meeting with a trailer we did. Maybe you saw it. If not, you will certainly see it, because we will be spreading it throughout the whole year. And if we can afford it, we'll make a little bit more. And also, maybe good to say that we'd like to make our communication circular, so that when we have events, we can use the pictures and the films or the podcasts that we make at those very events. We can use them to communicate on social platforms. So yeah.
And allow me to add something more, because the question is a good one. On a daily basis, we will make a radio show. Each morning, till 8 and 9 o'clock, we start the day with a radio show. And there we will propose the program of that day, the theme, but also the upcoming days. And we will also look back at what happened the day before and the week before. So that makes it really circular.
Yeah. Okay, Eva, I think I'll check whether we have some online questions too. Which is, for example, I like the symbols of the everyday program. Are they all 365 different? And who is the designer? Lucien, would you like to take that one?
Okay. Perhaps they look unique each day, but there is a pattern. But okay, you have to find it out for yourself. But it's a nice possibility to mention to you all that all activities, not only the days, but all activities that everybody's proposing get their own logo, their own QR logo, as you've seen some of them already. So if you're organizing something, ask us, we provide you the logo, put it on place, put it on your website, put it on the artwork you do, because then we have this integrate program year-round. The name of the designer, Eva, perhaps you can answer that one?
Yeah.
Well, it's... oh, sorry.
Okay.
It's GH+O. It's our communication bureau we're happy to work with in Leiden. They designed and thought through this whole vision of scanning a QR code, because you literally dive into a peephole or a rabbit hole where you can discover everything, the world behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I will say a little bit more about that when I thank people, but indeed it has been a great team effort of GH+O as Digital and the team of Leiden 2022. Another question online is, if there comes another lockdown, what will happen? Will the events go through online? And the answer is, of course, yes. I think one of the things we've been learning the past year is how incredibly flexible we are. So, of course, we keep all our fingers crossed for in the first place, for people's health and for the healthy society that we want to be. But if we have to, we will adjust every program to the current situation.
And tune in on the radio each day.
Radio?
Yes, please.
Every day, 8 to 9. But it's local radio, right? It's called Radio Weetlust, so it's on the local broadcasting company. And we love to do that. But who knows? Things in our program are easily expanding from local to national to international, so you never know. One more question. Hi, I am Chris, a representative of the Neuroscience team of the Leiden University Medical Center. We are hoping to tap into this great initiative of Leiden 22. Can we, as an event committee of the Neuroscience team, participate in this great initiative of Leiden 2022? That's a question for you.
Yes. Well, once again, yes, surely, absolutely. And here starts today. So yes, we put it in place. We have the architecture of the program, and also this kind of proposals. Yes, please contact us. Keep contacting us. We will find a spot in the year. We have 365 days to divide. Never a dull moment, especially with partners like this.
Yeah, thank you. We'll do one more, and then we'll wrap it up. And it's how are you planning to involve citizens as much as possible from every age group? Well, we get this question a lot, and what I mostly tell them, that we don't do target groups. Our marketing plan, there are no target groups in it. What we do is we spark people on the basis of their interest. If you're interested in shelves, to us it doesn't matter whether you're 10 or that you're the shelves specialist from Naturalis Biodiversity Center. If you have leukemia and it's the day of leukemia, it doesn't matter where you were born, what your education or your income is, or your cultural background. You have leukemia. Or maybe someone in your family has, and you'll be interested to know more. So what we do is, through all boundaries, we spark people on the basis of their interests, their personal interests.
And if you can think of something we didn't put on the wall, please let us know.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, we have only 1 year, Lucien. So
Sorry. Yep.
Sorry. Yeah? Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
We're continuing the program. Are you curious? Are you looking forward to 22? We hope so, of course. There's so much to tell, as you may have noticed, about the giant leaps you can take in 22, about the way we aim to establish public engagement with science, about the future-oriented strategies of the new European Bauhaus, about empowerment, building capacity, and sharing knowledge. But time's up. However, we have some good news, because as Eva told you, as of today, we have a brand new digital platform, beautifully made by the two Leiden-based companies, GH+O and Est Digital. And thank you guys for all the hard work. As a team, we already love working with this new digital platform. As you may have noticed, we are able to generate 9,999 QR codes, supplying us with different logos. Each activity, each event, each topic, and even each participant might have their own super unique QR logo of Leiden 2022. By scanning the code, you will dive into the digital loophole of Leiden, European City of Science 2022, and discover the world behind it. If you scan the QR code, you will be directly transferred to the webpage of your interest. When you go there now, to our new website, it was launched at 10:30, so it's open for everyone now. But please note that we finished it just in time for this meeting, for this launch moment. So we're still in the process of filling it. Right now, we have about 10% of the content online. But in the days upcoming until January 1st, every day, new information, new topics, and new activities will be added. And we would like to thank all the partners and participants that contribute to filling that webpage. So please check it regularly and seek out new updates. And then, as you may have noticed, we already encountered many people that want to join and participate in Leiden European City of Science. And if you want to do so too, please do. You can check the special button. Eva mentioned it already. Join us button, or Doe mee in Netherlands, on our website. Do you want us to keep you posted? Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. And once again, here are the social media. Hashtag Leiden 2022 on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And of course, we are all in this together. I would like to thank our founders, the City of Leiden, Leiden University, Leiden University Medical Center, and the University of Applied Sciences. And we are deeply grateful for the support of the European Commission. And I would also like to thank all our other partners, like the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science of the Netherlands, Leiden and Partners, Naturalis Biodiversity Center, the Rabobank, the Dutch Research Agenda, NWH, the municipalities of Voorschoten, Leiderdorp, Oegstgeest and Zoeterwoude, and many, many more. And for those who are interested in becoming a partner of Leiden 2022, of course, we would love to have you too. So with you, we are looking forward to Leiden European City of Science 2022. Thank you so much for being here today. Thanks for watching online, and don't forget to take a beer right now or when you visit us in 22. And we hope to see you next year. Thank you very much. Bye.